are joined by Olivia from LGT. Thank you very much for joining us. And we've got Tom here from our southern office. So why do you think there's obviously a market about, or an opinion, about what is better between active and passive? If you have a managed portfolio solution, why do you need active solutions within a portfolio that has a manager?
Yeah. So I think one of the benefits of an active approach, there are two elements to this. Firstly, when you're building a model portfolio, you're thinking about the asset allocation. From an active perspective, you're deciding how much you want to allocate towards equities, how much towards fixed income, maybe also to alternatives. But then there's also the fund selection piece, and that's where you're picking the relevant fund manager or benchmark or index. So when we typically talk about passive, we're talking about that fund selection piece and the fact that under the bonnet, you're building a portfolio constructed of index funds. So they're just tracking world equity markets, tracking the US, and there's really no ability to screen out certain businesses or to generate an outperformance versus that index. But I think one of the benefits of the way we've chosen to build the passive strategies is that they do still have that active asset allocation. So that first piece is quite crucial. And it's one of the reasons why for a long term LGT has, stuck with our active approach, is because so much, I think it's 90% of portfolio returns come from that first bit, the asset allocation. So from our perspective, whether you're investing in our active MPS or our passive MPS, you're still benefiting from that active asset allocation. Our investment committee effectively determining what proportion of a portfolio should be in equities and what proportion of a portfolio should be in fixed income. And we have the ability to move the dial if the market backdrop really requires it. So if we do see a particularly, if we were to see a recessionary environment or increased volatility, we have the ability to reduce that risk quite dramatically. But of course, if you're adopting an active approach, one of the benefits is that you can incorporate, I mentioned those funds that, they want to outperform a benchmark or they want to provide additional downside protection. That's where allocating in an active way to alternative managers, for example, really does provide that additional diversification that you don't necessarily get within a solely passive solution.